I said, Obi dey come there, guys.
Nobody will stop him.
It is still on the supporter.
Welcome to the newspaper review today on TAV TV. My name is Jennifer Adawamo, and with me here on the review is Mr. Victor Soku. Mr. Victor, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
All right, I'm very fine, thank you. You also?
Yeah, I'm okay. Hope you enjoyed the World Cup yesterday.
I did, but at a time, I felt I was in the shoes of those that were losing, and that was
like which of the games?
South Korea.
Brazil.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. When it was 2-0, I felt bad. I felt bad for them. I had to go inside, not knowing that it was actually going to get to a 4. Man, it wasn't something to. I felt bad for them because at that stage, I wish they had stayed. But you know, everybody cannot just stay.
Yeah, there just have to be just one win at the end of the day.
Yes, and the one Japan, I also felt for them. Especially during the penalty.
Okay.
It's like the keeper to the other people was a very strong person that he was always reading the movement of the Japanese footballers, and that really made me to know about any other person.
But somehow it has also given him the legendary status. I mean the Croatian goalkeeper.
Yes,
saving 3 penalties in a World Cup match.
That's too serious. Like I'm like, this guy is too good, and they told me that he's one of the best, right?
Yeah.
The guy is too good. 3 penalties saved.
Yeah.
He really did. He did perfectly good. You watched the match?
Yeah, I tried my best to watch the penalty kicks. Yes.
And later,
then the Brazil game, man, when it got to 4-0, I was like, what? There's no competition.
There's no competition. They were they were all over. Like the South Koreans really felt. But I was in their shoes. I was like, if I was, I would just start crying. I'm sorry for the lovers of football. I know that so many of them must have felt really bad that yesterday. But someone needs to go home anyway. Someone needs to go home. All right, you're still welcome to today's review on TAV TV. Today being the 6th day of December 2022, and this tells us that we are getting very close to the Christmas celebration. We just have 19 days to go before it's the long-awaited Xmas, and I hope people will still eat rice.
Sure, because of the price, right? People might not now be eating rice every Sunday, especially the underprivileged ones. They might not just be eating rice
every Sunday
now. Maybe till the Christmas day.
Okay, they have to save up.
Yeah, and not eat rice. It's very unfortunate. We are just even talking about rice. What about chicken? And you know that Christmas is more about rice and chicken.
But if you don't get rice, if you don't get chicken, you can as well go for fish. You know, some people have not been eating fish.
So now let me tell you. Sorry, I'm going to take your time. But now let me tell you, as a child growing up, you and I should relate on this, that Christmas Day, that kids like rice and chicken.
They don't get tired of rice and chicken.
Yeah, so just imagine on a Christmas Day, you tell your child, see, no rice. Okay, we're not going to, there's no rice today. There's no chicken today. Please, let's do it with peas. How will you think those kids will feel?
They will feel very bad anyway, and that is the more reason why I'm really going to speak out and tell people, please extend love, share. So many of us, we have this rice in bags that's spoiling. We even have people so many people have the opportunity of being gifted several chickens. You know, they'll just be there loitering about, and at a point they might even die. This time around, you know, the economy this year is not same as other years, but we are still alive and grateful to God.
Let me also tell you that even the bourgeoisie, the big men, they also had some terrible times this year.
Yes.
If you go and check very well, some big men, in fact, are not being overstretched.
Yes.
That this Christmas, the ones that are not, will I say, that don't give a damn, sorry I need to use that word, about what people say, some persons might just go into hiding.
Why?
The ones that give a damn might go into hiding.
Why?
Because they'll be like, for the past 5 years,
I've been doing
and doing,
but
this year, and mind you, this year is very strategic. Why? Because the election is next year.
Election.
Will go home this Christmas.
Yes.
There will be many meetings at home this Christmas.
In fact, they might need to stay there and wait for the election.
Yes, some might just stay there.
Yes.
And just wait it out for the election, especially when you have when you are a stakeholder.
Yes.
Stakeholder in the sense that maybe your family member is part of the system.
And opinion leaders as well. Opinion leaders, yeah.
So you might just want
so they need to be closer to the main place.
Yes,
that's true. That's true.
And mind you, many persons have also relocated their PVCs.
Yes.
Their polling centers back home.
Back home.
It really happened this time around. Many
wow.
people moved from the city centers where they are hustling, Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja. They moved their voting centers from those mega cities down to their homes.
With what you've just said right now, that means the 2023 election is going to be very interesting. I don't want to use the word tough.
Yes, very, very
it's going to be very interesting.
Yes,
anyway,
absolutely.
let us wait for that to come, and please, we'll still eat rice. That's, by the way, the Christmas is around the corner. Please, if we don't see rice, even Indomie is not that easy to get these days anyway. But yes, but thanks to God that whatever the situation is, we'll keep surviving. That is the Nigerian spirit. That's the Nigerian spirit. That's the Nigerian spirit. So since we're still having the Christmas in mind, and also looking forward to entering January 2023, let us stay tuned to our TAF station. You can join us on our YouTube. You can also hit on the subscribe button, and you can drop your comments. All right, we'll run straight to the business of the day. And here on the Vanguard newspaper, we have INEC yet to assure us on beavers. This is coming from Tinubu. INEC yet to assure us on beavers. This you can find on the page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. Another one here says, subsidy. We won't accept any fuel price hike. Coming from the Nigerian Labour Congress, that's NLC. Subsidy. We won't accept any fuel hike price. Next one that we have here, oil theft. We didn't indict NNPC, and this is coming from the Navy. You can find this on the page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. And we have no intention to disrupt 2023 poll, says IPOB. No intention to disrupt 2023 poll, says IPOB. This you can reach on the page 11 of the Vanguard newspaper. And this one here says, you must remain neutral, Buhari warns army. You must remain neutral, Buhari warns the army, and that is on the page 9. And lastly, I would love to take this, Dogara to Wike, you are suffering from amnesia. And you can find this on the page 12 of the Vanguard newspaper. Dogara to Wike, you are suffering from amnesia. All right, over to you, Mr. Victor. You've seen the
very interesting headlines we have here.
Yeah.
But I think I would like to start with the Tinubu's headline. Okay. First of all, he mentioned that INEC have not told them, that's the APC, about how ready they are with the beavers. Okay. But that aside, Tinubu really headlined the media space yesterday because of his visit to the United Kingdom, London to be precise.
Since the beginning of December.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So
the anticipated journey has actually gone there.
Yes.
Okay.
So he went to Chatham House. Maybe I should say a bit about Chatham House. Chatham House is an organization. Okay. That it's an institute rather. Okay. Better called an institute, where individuals, mainly individuals, come and register. Individuals that have track records. Is it in finance? Is it in government? Is it any career actually? But you just have to stand out before you join. And they have about 6,000 individuals that are registered under the Chatham House. Chatham House
is an organization.
Yes, yes. So they publish their seminars, their conferences, and they bring in speakers to come and speak on solutions to global challenges.
Okay.
And they've been there for more than more than 100 years. Okay, I think in 1921 or thereabout. Okay. So they've been there in UK, in London, and we've had great speakers that have been at the Chatham House. Okay, and just recently, okay, now they also have awards that they give to individuals. Yes, individuals that have caused international, will I say, international breakthroughs, or that have affected the world internationally from the international, from the international aspect of it. Like, do you know Doctors Without Borders?
Yes, Doctors Without Borders.
Yes, they were also winners. They were winners. You have Hillary Clinton. You have the State Secretary of the United States, John Kerry. You have the justices of the Malawian government. That was just the last one that they gave in 2020. Okay. So what they do is that, sorry, I'm going too detail about it, but I'll just...
Yes, I'm finding that quite interesting anyway, because...
So what they actually do is that they check they have a, let's say, apparatus that they use to check individuals, okay? And they check from what has happened the previous year. So when they give you the award...
Apparatus, excuse me, mean...
Like parameters, like
okay.
Like come on, like indices. Man, I don't know how to say, but more like they have they have their charts, how they pull out who is best fit for this award.
All right.
Yes, and they segment it in a way that they tend to apply it from January to December. Not just an award that they don't use a full calendar year.
Okay.
So if they give you the award this year, that means that they scrutinize you based on your performance from January the previous year to December of the previous year.
That means they deal with standards.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So yesterday, just as usual, every other top politician, okay, vying for any position, can go to the Chatham House and tell them what you have to give to your people.
Okay.
What are the solutions you are coming with?
Okay.
What are the problems that you've identified, and how do you intend to solve them? Okay, so that was what happened yesterday at Chatham House. Okay. That Ashiwaju, the Jagaban of Africa, was there yesterday, and he answered. He did personally. I think he did so well. Personally, okay, it is my personal opinion, and I hold my chest on that.
In your own opinion,
yes. So, mind you, whenever Ashiwaju wants to speak, okay, there is always tension.
Why?
Both for his members and his non-members. Reason, because people tend to look out about his health, about where he will gaff, about where he will, in the local palace they say, about where he will miss yarn.
This time around, should we still say that relates to whom much is given, much is expected of?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Still in the line, but you also find out that the APC will be very happy with yesterday. But now something also came out yesterday. It's like anytime Ashiwaju comes out, there will always be a top headline. There will be news. So the main news, the first news that came out,
himself is a news.
Yes.
He's news.
Okay.
Yes.
So the first top news that came out from the visit was when he got to the UK, when he got to the Chatham House, you would see the internet started trending about Reno Omokri. Reno Omokri, that is another. So now he was shouting something to Tinubu. It wasn't so clear to me.
Okay.
He was shouting something. Then the chorus was Tinubu. Now, what then came out? Two aspects of news. One aspect was saying that Reno Omokri was supporting Tinubu.
The other one said it was really a protest, right?
Yes, the other was saying it was a protest.
It was a protest.
So some persons already now were calling out Reno Omokri as a, what do you call it? As a saboteur.
A saboteur.
Yes.
Because I think Reno Omokri is for the
for Atiku. Not just PDP, but Atiku.
Yeah, I just wanted to say for PDP, but he's too loyal to Atiku.
Yeah, so when the clip came out, some persons harnessed it to favor them. So they were like, oh, that he's now supporting Tinubu. But actually, from my own point of view, he was protesting.
You know, I felt so. I also felt that about Reno Omokri because the other time, you know, he assisted. Let me say, I thought he was actually giving Tinubu an assistance. You know, the Chicago stuff. When he was telling Obi that, you know, so I don't know the man's side.
No, he is. See, yes, he gave a bit of respect. See, Asiwaju at the end of the day, you just have to respect Asiwaju in this context. If you're a journalist, who are you in this context?
The man is a baba. Of course, he's an elder. He's an elder.
He looks free to me, okay? But you must respect Asiwaju. Okay. Go and look at the three major candidates, P2B, Atiku, and Asiwaju. You find out that P2B and Tinubu, they don't say anyhow. They don't talk anyhow when it comes to Asiwaju. You don't. That is just
Is that fear or respect? I don't know.
Let me keep it with respect. Let me first keep it with respect. Let me just keep it there. Okay. Let me keep it there. Now, so yesterday, after this Renault thing, then the detail of the conference itself. Okay.
That's where I want us to come in.
So he was asked questions.
Yes.
Okay, at first he delivered his speech for 39 minutes. And I was shocked that and mind you, Twitter and bloggers.
They were expecting something.
They were expecting to pull out something and share. Something bad to share. But somehow they still found a way to pull out something bad to share.
That is social media for you.
What did they pull out?
Okay.
That he did not answer his questions. That he delegated. No, they did not use the day. Some say he did expo. That he did not know what to answer. So he called on. So he was asked some questions. But particularly one of them that he called Alake. Alake. Okay. Alake is his media publicist.
Yes.
Okay, that's part of the PCC. So he called Alake. That see, you answer this one. Oh, he started with due to he is a team player. Okay, that he has a good team.
Yes.
That shares responsibility and makes some kind of.
So his team will also know about these questions that you guys are asking.
So he said that he will direct these questions to the right persons that will answer them. Yes. He directed one to Alake. Then he directed more importantly, in terms of security, was asked question about security.
Yes.
He directed it to El-Rufai.
Yes.
And I think El-Rufai is the right person to ask question with respect to security. Because he's been there. Kaduna is
he's at the center of it.
Yes. So they delivered, they answered the question and all that. So like I told you, Twitter and bloggers and journalists came out and pulled out the news up, and it's been up there even till date now. So even till today that Atiku cannot answer his questions. But see, I see it as a victory for the APC. In as much as one will ask, my Oga, you were asked question, why would you dedicate it to your people? You are supposed to answer the question yourself. But for me, I do not really see it as a big issue. It's not even an issue to me.
But excuse me, Mr. Victor. How would you have Senate if it was the Labour Party candidate?
I'm sorry to say this. Not that I'm trying to hurt APC presence, but you know, P2B, Atiku will not do that. Okay, now let me tell you. I don't want to brush the ground or just pull out some dust, but let me tell you, P2B for me, I see him as a man of capacity. He can handle that. He can handle any question being targeted at him. Same thing with Atiku. But I'm sorry, not that I don't think that Jagaban of Africa will not answer those questions. But let me tell you that I think that they played some tactics there with respect to his health. I'm sorry to say this.
That is where I want to come in. Excuse me, Mr. Victor. I want to say that this is actually a strategy. It was a strategy on
my 2 cents.
Yes. It's Jagaban's side to say with whatever Nigerians are expecting, I can actually answer this question, but time and as an elder, the standing and all that, or even sitting.
Thank God he was sitting.
He was, that's what I said, he was even sitting, but you know, he can get tired a lot. So to me, that was a strategy and it wasn't bad.
So let me also tell you something I looked at around him that yesterday when he was making his speech. Okay, you see a glass of water, which I think was nice, which is not even bad for.
It's necessary.
And mind you,
people that talk.
It's cold. So although that room will be chilled, and they will make sure that
it's heated.
he is surrounded by heat.
Yes.
Yes, he wore layers of clothes inside, if you had noticed. But another critical thing that I noticed was that his hands, which you know that it is where people find out where oh, see, I'm just analyzing things, but his hands were not being seen. It was down. The table had to cover it. Okay, and at a time he was being passed a paper.
Yes.
I was surprised. This is not the other part of
you
me.
really followed up.
No, all these things happened within a second. And somehow I got to get my analysis from there. So when they passed a paper to him, the speed
with which
he collected the paper and brought his hands down. I was targeting on his hand. I'm sorry to people out there, but this is just my own. One might say that I'm mischievous. I'm sorry. I'm just analyzing things. Okay? So, and I know there are people out there that might just be looking at for his hands, but because we've had instances where his hands did not help him. Okay? Let me keep. Jennifer, I think I'm done with this.
Yes, you've really done much on this. You've really done much on this, and that's really why we're here. Anyway, we're here to analyze the headlines, and that thing you feel you don't understand this one. Mr. Victor has really given us much on that, and I think Tinubu is still there. He's not back yet. He's not back yet. Anyway, that's.
Did you see him dancing to Buga yesterday?
Oh my God!
Okay. So please, if you are out there, you think that Jagaban of Africa is how would you put it? Should be at the old people's home.
Not at all.
Think back.
The man is always proving to Nigerians that he is strong.
But I need to see it. We need as he is coming to serve Nigeria, and I'm part of, and I will vote. I want all our presidential candidates to drop their health certificate on the ground. Let's know their health history.
Okay.
Enough is enough, because I do not want what happened in the Buhari regime to repeat itself, because we don't want a president that
spends too much on
health.
health.
You just be traveling up and down. When people want to hear from you, we can't see you.
Can't see you.
Oh, come on.
Anyways,
this is Nigeria. Over 200 million persons will be asking to hear from their president. Come on, I don't want that to repeat. So we should check on their health. I know it's not part of the constitution.
It's not what I want to. It's not part of the constitution, but maybe as time goes on, something like that can come up anyway. So that takes us to the next paper, and the next paper that we have here is the Guardian newspaper. And here on the Guardian, we have this very big one here. It says, 7 years after Buhari falters on 24 million job promises. 7 years after, Buhari falters on 24 million job promises. And the next one here says, I am ready to lead Nigeria, Tinubu says at Chatham House. And this you can find on the page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. Next one here says, FG decries opposition's downplaying of Buhari's achievements. And that's on the page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. And the next one here says, INEC, elections cannot be conducted in an atmosphere of violence. You can read this up on the page 2 of the Guardian newspaper. And lastly, I would love to take this. We'll fire back if Atiku boys attack G5 governors again. Wike warns. That's coming from the emperor himself. We'll fire back if Atiku boys attack G5 governors again. Wike warns. You can go to the page 29 of the Guardian newspaper and read this through. All right, over to you, Mr. Victor. So what do you want to do with all these great headlines?
When you mentioned emperor, I was just...
Yes.
I got some, will I say, my body got catalyzed.
Wow.
Okay, okay, now, the emperor himself.
Yes, so, the emperor himself.
He has spoken. So yesterday he was at Ogali at Eleme local government area. Yes. So they flagged off a road that his government wants to do. Okay, so that was where he made that statement, and he was alongside with Mimiko being the former governor of Ogun State, Shegun Mimiko. Now, he made a statement. Okay, let me even come from the back burner. Now, beforehand, we had persons like Dogara and Babache. Dogara being the former House of Representatives, the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, okay, during the Goodluck Jonathan administration.
Yes, during the Goodluck Jonathan administration.
Yes. Then we have Babache, the 2-year secretary to the state government, okay, that is during the first term of the Buhari regime. Now, the two persons pulled out of the APC, or no, they started from agitating against the Muslim ticket of,
yes.
Because
I think that Dogara rings a bell.
Yes.
He pulled out of the
yes.
Yes. Okay.
So now, after pulling out, after going against or head on with Tinubu, that why would you not respect us from the northern Christian extraction of the north? Then you are now going to get a northern Muslim. Are you getting me?
Muslim.
Why didn't you look out for people like Lalong, who is the governor of
Plateau State,
northern Christian? Why didn't you look out for other Christians in the north?
But is Lalong actually interested in
when they give it to him, find what is happening to Wike now. It's not because, come on. And even he was giving the VP position, all this ranting will not be happening. It will not happen. So now, what has happened? Okay, let me just end this quickly. Babache now went for the APC. In fact, he was like he's coming because Babache and Dogara, they formed a force. Northern Elder Keniko. So, but just they formed a group, and the group Babache now say that they are going to the Labour Party. But somehow the group said no. Babache, you are going alone with your supporters.
Okay.
But Babache now moved to the Labour Party.
He moved to the
Labour
Party.
Dogara, they were now waiting for what Dogara will do next. Some persons were thinking that Dogara will move to the Labour Party, but no. Dogara instead moved back to the PDP. And you know that the PDP are divided. So he went to the side of Atiku. Now, Wike is mad at the whole thing. That is why he made the statement about. In fact, he even made a statement that how can somebody that just joined the PDP 2 weeks be controlling things? He did not mention name, but we know that. Personally, I think, let me keep it that way. I think that he was mentioning Dogara.
Okay.
So he came out to say, see, my people, my men are being targeted by Atiku and his boys. Any further targets, we will retaliate. So Dogara also came out to say it's like you are suffering from amnesia. Okay? So
that one was a really big one.
These are rhetorics that make up the political system of Nigeria. Okay, throwing all these punches. Well, I just pray that everybody comes out alive. I think that's the major thing. Because these boys that they are talking about now, those boys on the streets that are shouting, Emperor Wike, you'll be shouting, oh, Ashiwaju. At the end of the day, might just clash and people will die. So I just pray that this will just end here and no soon should go down because of these big men.
Okay, that's that on that particular one about Wike, the G5 governors. But these G5 governors, I'm sorry to say, do you think they still have this one that's still G5?
Yeah, they are still G5, yes, but mind you, as the election is getting closer,
okay,
there will be definitely integrations that will
definitely
yes,
there's going to be an integration.
There will be. Issues will start. In fact, I'm even will I say surprised that Wike have not even attacked Bayelsa State Governor. Because Bayelsa State Governor has been moving with
Thank you. That was why I asked you that. Are you sure they still have unity in that G5 of a thing?
Let me tell you, G5, whether they like it or not, I know they will not survive for a long time. Personally, I'm saying that.
They can't survive.
Just like even the Labour Party. What is happening with the Labour Party right now? A whole lot of pandemonium is happening there.
You know, the Labour Party is yet to have its campaign in Port Harcourt.
Yes.
What's happening? Well, they're not going to be a campaign. Anyway, I don't think you're in the best position to answer that anyway. But all right, that's that on Wike. And we have this one. I just want you to going a bit into this. Elections can be conducted in an atmosphere of violence. This is coming from INEC.
Sure.
What do you think?
Yeah, because they are saying the major issues that we are having in states are respect to states like Ebonyi State and Imo State.
What about the North?
The North because of their banditry and all that, but I think the major hit is on Imo State.
Now that you have registered for your PVC, it doesn't stop there. Ensure you pick up your PVC. Be alert. Join many Nigerians to vote credible leaders that will change the tide of this nation. Do not sell your vote. Remember, this is our future. Your vote is your voice.
This message is proudly brought to you by Thav Media Limited.
You're welcome back. All right, we're moving over to the next paper, and the next paper here is the Daily Independent. And here on the Daily Independent, we have my handling over power on May 29 remains sacrosanct. And this is coming from President Muhammad Buhari. My handling over power on May 29 remains sacrosanct. Ask army to be politically neutral, safeguard human rights. This is coming from Buhari. And the next one here says, Tinubu offers directions on security, economy in Chatham House address. Low passenger turnout as Abuja-Kaduna train service resumes. Low passenger turnout as Abuja-Kaduna train service resumes. And the next one here, Nigeria, Morocco gas pipeline. NNPC signs MOU. NNPC signs Memorandum of Understanding with Ghana, Gambia, Guinea, Guinea-Bissau oil companies. If you want to read this up, you can go to the page 7 of the Daily Independent. And the next one here says, oil theft. We didn't indict NNPC, and this is coming from the Navy. This you can find on the page 6 of the Daily Independent. And the last that we can take here, but not the least, says, airlines groans over non-release of $600 million trapped funds. Airline groans over non-release of $600 million trapped funds, while Delta Airlines is allowed to sell tickets in dollars. This is the much we can take here on the Daily Independent newspaper. And over to you, Mr. Victor.
Okay, I think I would love to do some the usual political roundup.
Okay.
So we already mentioned that Tinubu was at Chatham House in the UK.
Yeah, and Atiku was somewhere yesterday, somewhere in Lagos.
Yes, he was in Lagos. They campaigned, the PDP really campaigned.
A very nice one, yes, yeah, very colorful. That's the phrase to use there.
Yeah, he also reiterated his his ambition to spend $100 billion to women and children. Okay, and well, I think
whose money?
That would sound Nigerian money. But you asked, do we have such funds? No, that is the
I think Nigeria is owing about 70-something trillion.
Yeah, no, well, you can. Which country is not owing? China is owing. USA, they are owing. UK owing. So, but this is another topic. We'll start talking about debts, okay? But the problem is that how do we also manage our debts? Very, very critical, okay? But aside that, if you check out where his strategy is coming through, find out that he's going for women and youth. And see, in election, if you can win the hearts of women, I think you have won an election. If you win the hearts of women, why am I saying that? Because women can be able to talk to their youths, to their children. And mind you, we just stated yesterday about from 19 years old downwards, make up 50% of this country.
Yes. Then,
if you now add youths and women, we are talking about almost 80% of the country. So you imagine you are having the youths and you are having women. That is why, as it stands, it seems that Labour Party are up the game because what? Why? They have the youths. This is my analysis. I'm not calling the general election results right now. Yeah. But you find out that when the youths are for you, and women, if you can go through the minds of women, come from the part of sympathizing with them and rubbing their heads, and rubbing their heads, okay, you find out that you will win them. Okay, so this is strategy all the way. Okay, and I think he is going through that route, and if you succeed, he might be the winner of this
Yes, and I think this time around, Nigerian politicians, they've come to know that is much more than I will lie to you, I will water you, and I will road you up. They now come from different angles, and I think that is actually making.
Then Madam Jennifer, if you check for the men, find out that you also have to take in cognizance that men are also in the prison. They make. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be, will I say, cascade or reduce some persons out there. Okay, but find out that logically you have many men in the prison, and on the day of election, the people going to drive these buses,
okay,
the people that will carry and make people around, the drivers, most of the journalists will be men. And what does that mean? It means that those persons will not vote.
Women also drive.
But you have I'm not saying that women do not drive, but you have high number of them doing the job come the election time.
Nobody is stopping them from exercising their franchise. They can make out time.
How will I, as INEC, pay you to come and drive their vehicles, and you go and how will you have the time to go and thumbprint somewhere?
Mr. Victor, remember that in some places, the day before that, they must have gone to that place, and in some other areas, very early enough, the drivers, they've converged in.
That's very enough is when you are needed to go and move some sensitive materials around.
So what are you saying?
What I'm saying is that women and youths, if you play your cards very well and get those numbers first, okay, you might just win the election.
Like
you win the election.
It's like if you're a politician, you will actually go for the women, and the youths.
Women and the youth, straight up.
Okay.
Straight up. Then lastly for P2B, P2B is in Owerri. As we are talking right now, he's in Owerri.
Really?
Okay,
yeah.
Please, I hope our producer will be able to share some of those videos.
Yeah, so we need those videos
for our viewers to see.
Yeah.
So he'll be in Owerri. And why is it very, very strategic for him? Oh, yeah, kudos to the... Why would I say kudos? But yeah, let me just say it. This is Nigeria. Kudos to the state governor for giving them the opportunity to use the stadium, the Hero Stadium that was transformed to another name. I can't remember the name. NDBC something. That is just very close to Concord Hotel.
The stadium has been transformed to another name.
The name has been changed now from Hero. Heroes, blah blah blah.
Hero Square.
Hero Square.
Okay,
that was given by
Rochas Okorocha. So now that it's Hope Uzodinma, they've changed the.
There's another name to it.
Okay.
We'll do more research.
Okay.
On that. Okay. So
Peter Obi will be there today.
He's already there.
He's already there.
Okay, and it will be, I believe it will be a moment for him to tell the Imo-lites what he has in plans for them, because Imo on their own side also need this help that we are talking about.
Yes.
Reason, especially with respect to security, it seems that the security matter is of the increase. Okay, and come to think of it, it makes me go gaga when I remember that on Mondays, if I have to do a transaction around Imo State, I will have to pause it.
Just have to press it.
Just
even travels and
yes.
whatever.
So it makes me see that at a time like this, no solution has come with respect to that. No dialogue, nothing concrete.
And I'm very sure that you know why that is. You know why the Mondays are like that.
Help me, I don't know.
You know why the Mondays are like that? Mr. Sit at home now. That.
The sit at home can be resolved. Now, it can be taken care of. It can be taken care of if well handled. Okay.
If well handled.
Yes. Is it through negotiation or something? Not something has to be done, because the economy of Imo State is dropping. A plate of food in Imo State. Oh my God.
Oh God.
It's so high. So they should do something about that. So we just hope at the end of the day there should not be any shedding of life.
Yes, I pray so.
All the campaigns this period should be done peacefully, and no throwing of bottles.
And I think the Labour Party candidate is the first of the presidential candidates to visit Imo State, right?
Tinubu has been there.
Tinubu has been there?
Yeah, with the women, and it was so colorful.
Okay.
It was unique.
Okay.
Tinubu was there, yes.
Okay.
It was unique, yes.
That's very unique. Atiku is the next to go to Imo State. You know, these are states that they should just please come to these particular states, Imo, Ebonyi, actually they're supposed to be everywhere, but one thing or the other may be insecurity, but you see this Imo,
but no, they have to visit
they
all the
really
states.
have to visit all the states so that we can see our person and let us hear from their own mouth, because the election is no longer 90 days, as I was saying earlier. It's less than 80 something days before, and it's at hand. The election is here. So that's for today on the headlines. We've really had much on the headlines, and still remember, it's Staff TV, and we are reaching you here from Port Harcourt, the oil city. Please, you can do more and join us on our social media platforms. You can join us on Staff TV on Facebook. You can also check us out on our YouTube. And please don't forget, always try and hit the subscribe button and drop your comments for more. Remember, I am still Jennifer Adawamo, and thank you, Mr. Victor, for being with me on the show. Thank you very much.